Hi, everybody. Gary Francione for the Abolitionist Approach. Here's my co-host, Duncan. Duncan normally sits under my desk for most of the day. This morning, he has decided that he wants to sit in my lap, which is making typing a bit difficult. In any event, what we want to talk to you about today is the claim that welfarists make all the time when they are criticizing the abolitionist approach, which maintains that veganism is a moral baseline. They always say, well, that's all well and good, but we have to do something to help animals now. You must have heard that one before. I've heard it millions of times. Let's explore that from a moral and practical perspective for a second. From a moral perspective, whenever anybody is proposing that we deal with the problem of animal exploitation in some way, ask yourself whether or not we would do that where humans are concerned, because if we wouldn't, then we have reason to believe there may be speciesism there. Let's take a situation involving the violation of fundamental human rights. Let's take the problem of violence against women. Men are beating up women all of the time. It's a serious problem, and it goes on all over the world. Now, if someone proposed a solution, said, well, this is a real serious problem, and it's not going away anytime soon, because it's not. And so what we need to do is we need to help women now, women who are suffering now. And what we want to do is to encourage men to beat women more lightly or more humanely. People would be outraged about that. As a matter of fact, that was proposed in Pakistan last year, and people were outraged about it. But where animals are concerned, we say, well, animal use can't be justified, but we're going to promote and support humane animal exploitation. People, if it's wrong to use them, then it's wrong to propose that we continue using them in some supposedly more humane way. Exploitation is exploitation. You might do it a little better, but it's still exploitation. And we're still putting a stamp of approval on exploitation. That's morally wrong. As a practical matter, it makes no sense whatsoever. The idea that we're going to have these animal welfare reforms help animals now, almost every single measure that I've ever encountered in my 30 some odd years of doing this is a measure that is phased in over a period of years, sometimes over a decade. So you're not helping animals now, number one. Number two, these measures do very, very little. Animals are still being tortured. So they do very, very, very little. Remember, animals are economic commodities. It costs money to protect their interests. We generally don't protect their interests unless we get an economic benefit from doing so. So as a general matter, you don't see significant changes. You see tiny changes phased in over a very, very long period of time. And these animal welfare reforms have a tremendously negative consequence. They encourage people to continue to exploit animals because they feel more comfortable about the way animals are being exploited. Let me give you an example. In 1999, the European Community banned conventional battery cages for laying hens and required that producers have to have at least an enriched cage, which is what most producers use. And there was a 12-year phase-in period, 12 years. And it's still not implemented throughout the entire European community yet. But there was a 12-year phase-in period for the ban. This is what most producers are using, the enriched cage. This is what animal advocates spent a lot of time, money, and effort trying to get was enriched cages. This is going to help animals, now. No, it didn't help animals. It was phased in over 12 years. And what have we got? We've got bigger cages, slightly bigger cages. And we now have a movement all over the world, animal advocates proposing that we have cage-free eggs. This is the next step, okay? Cage-free eggs. They're still being tortured, and we're going to spend another 20, 30 years getting cage-free eggs. And animals are still being tortured, and what's happening is people are consuming eggs again who didn't consume them before. They're consuming the eggs again because they say, well, they're being produced in a more humane way. All right, this is happening. We see this every single day. We see people going back to eating animal products because they believe they're being produced in a more humane manner. Duncan is outraged. It's outrageous. Okay, now, if animals matter, we go vegan. It's that simple. It's easy to go vegan. We have a website, howdoigovegan.com. Gives you all the information you want. Okay? Now, Duncan wants to say goodbye. Duncan, come on, say goodbye. Goodbye. Go vegan. Stay vegan. Live vegan. Thank you very much for listening.